Live.
Live. It's alive.
I'm back. I'm back.
He's alive.
I was watching last week's episode. Make sure things didn't get too out of control. I have to go back and delete all evidence of it, but it looks like it went pretty well. You guys had a good time. Good timing on the announcement of Tinker Different.
Yeah, absolutely. That worked out really well.
Yeah, it is. I mean, there are a lot of things going on. It's nice to have a consolidated place if you're interested in the topic. One-stop shopping.
And the retention. The retention of the information, searchable, all the things that Facebook definitely is not, and Reddit has its issues.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were talking about, Tinker Different has a broader reach because it extends beyond just Apple platforms.
Mm-hmm.
There is the 68K MLA. I don't know if you guys discussed that much, but of course that is a resource. And...
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I think that has its issues also. So.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. We're going to get started here in a little bit. I put a couple of things in my background. I was rummaging around for interesting things in the attic.
I do like the beach towel, of course. That's...
I think I've shown this before. This is the only one I've ever seen of this particular style.
Where you got the stripes behind it, right?
Yeah, which sort of it harkens back, I think, to the Apple II days.
Yeah, because the floppy disks came with those stripes in the background.
Oh,
Some of the floppy disk covers,
the envelopes.
Yep.
And there's the poster that's black. Well, that's more of a checkerboard.
That's a checkerboard, right?
Yes, right. Yeah,
where it did the aqueous coating.
And this one doesn't even say Apple on it or anything. Just the logo.
That's nice.
It's a shame this towel's a little worn. Somebody had used it. There's even a little discoloration one place. But again, the only time I've ever seen one of those. And this over here, again, I didn't find what I was looking for, but I found other things. This sweatshirt, of course, this is an original from '84, and it's got says Apple on the back. But I pulled this out of the box and I noticed, look at that. It's actually new with tag, which is...
Oh my gosh, wow.
It's got the little, the company store tag. It was $17. It says $17. You see the company store. I don't know if that will focus in, but here, so...
Oh, there you go, yeah.
$17.
Check that out, wow. So did you buy that?
No, I think I think I got this on eBay at some point.
All right.
Many years ago.
It's cool that it still has the tag. That's awesome.
Yeah. There we go. All right. Let's get ready to start the show. It's a little chilly in here. Maybe I'll put that on.
Yes. Yeah.
Rip the tag off.
Rush. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. You're ready to go, right?
I am all set.
Okay. We'll get it right down on time. And let the countdown begin in 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. You know the other numbers, right? Let's go right now. Welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John. This is episode 592 for November 7th, 2021. Good morning, John.
Good morning, James.
And good morning to the folks in the YouTube Live audience. I guess we didn't post that we were going to record until early this morning. So there wasn't normally and there's we'll be streaming live. It's scheduled on YouTube, but people found us anyway. That's great. Last week's episode went really well. thanks to Steve, Mac84,
Thanks, Steve.
for
Yep.
stepping in. You said in the show that was the first time you had run it, but that's not true, right?
Is it?
Even in this format, in the last couple I think you had done it a few times.
Didn't really? I just don't remember.
It seems like it. Well,
I do have a very bad memory, so.
Well, we both do, but I think combined we could figure it out if we had it.
Well, I know there's somebody who's on the stream right now who will probably chime in, and that would be Derek.
But yeah, if you don't do it very often, it is, you are sort of like an octopus, like trying to do things. So
yeah, I do remember. I know that it was like last minute. It's like, oh wait, I need to do things like find eBay finds and
yeah,
all the stuff that you normally do.
So this week, though, we're going to talk about one of the little toys you've got, and you've got it running. I can see it over your right shoulder. That is the MacVision Koala Technologies MacVision Digitizer. I guess it's a
video digitizer.
Video digitizer. You do a little demo for us. We'll talk through that. Then we got all the usual things. We'll check in on those eBay finds you found last week. See how they did. Anything else we need to talk about here? The opening? No?
Nope.
Mm-mm. All right. We'll be right back with some eBay finds. Okay. Wow, look at all the people out there. So many familiar names. Steve must have a MacVision. We can't have beat you to that one. You must have done one of those. This probably, I bet Steve probably even hooked it up to his iPhone or did something wild. Oh yeah, was MacVision sold as Koala Vision? That's a good question, Derek. Do you have the box? Well, we're going to get into it in detail, so we'll maybe somebody can figure that out.
I didn't mean to have the box.
Oh,
handy,
there.
So.
Yeah, Koala Vision. Somebody can figure out if it was Koala Vision at some point. Okay, let's do some eBay finds here. Ready?
Yep.
In 3, 2, 1. All right, it's time for eBay finds. Last week, you guys talked about this case with the dual SCSIs, and you could populate that with pretty much any
Sure.
SCSI device.
With standard,
I noticed that
kind
there
of
was another
base-sized.
one. Yeah, there was another one that the seller was selling that the top bay was filled with a zip drive. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Which would
Yeah.
be-
Well, I think we talked about it.
Oh, you did?
Offline a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, offline. Okay. Well, that one, that's kind of intriguing, right? Because you can do a lot of stuff with a zip drive.
Mm-hmm.
This particular one you guys mentioned sold after 4 bids for $72. And I like this one too because it's got an Apple, transplanted CD-ROM in it, so it's got the Apple logo on it. So it almost looks like an Apple product,
right?
Yeah. It almost looks like it could be, right? Okay, let's see. What do we have after that? We had this thing, the keyboard, a Mac Plus keyboard. Did it even have a cord? I don't even think it did. I don't see a picture of it. Still available. Buy it now of $100. Might be tough because you really need that cord. Yeah.
And I swear it's slightly narrower than a regular phone jack. Even it's the same style connector, but I think it's a little skinnier. I could compare them. And then the paddles. Those are so
for the
cool
Apple
looking.
II.
Yeah.
I have a pair, right?
Of that particular style?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking at them over there.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, I'll fetch them in the break so I can look at them in a little more detail. Those sold after 11 bids. Some fierce bidding there, but didn't go that high. $54.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Yeah. Especially they're kind of interesting because first of all, the logo, it seems like they kind of, there's no 6 colors or anything. It just kind of looks like
Sure.
it's sort of cheaply just thrown on there.
Well, I'm sure they were probably a third-party controller, right? And
That they
just
rebadged. Yeah, because
yeah,
it's just sort of doesn't, there's nothing about the design that screams Apple at all.
sure, yeah. But of course, this was also
the
Apple.
color,
This
too.
was like could have been
Early
late
days.
70s with this one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I think last week you pulled out the paddles you have, which were, I
Yes.
forget what they called. There was a special name for those paddles. And I have a pair of those. I can remember when I got my Apple IIe new
Yep.
in
Yeah.
whatever year that was, 85 or something. We got the paddles that day. Wasn't able to get the joys, but we got those paddles.
But those paddles were, I mean, because of course,
Oh, yeah.
the Apple
A lot of
IIe,
games
you
were written
had
for 'em.
you had a little brick out. Paddles also work great with Sabotage. If you've ever played Sabotage on the Apple II. Good
All
stuff.
right, this week, this is something that I need to do to mine. This is recap a Macintosh TV. Somebody has done it for
yes.
you here, and why it's still available right now at a buy it now of $599. I'm not quite sure.
Oh my gosh!
Because versions of this that haven't been recapped, that aren't shown fully function, have
Right.
gone for more than that.
And it comes with the keyboard and the mouse.
Keyboard and mouse.
Oh my gosh!
Sharp screen,
Yes.
great
Why?
condition.
Why is that
$5.99.
not
Why?
sold
I don't know.
already?
Well, let me read the
Holy
description.
cow!
Maybe there's something.
Oh,
there's
free
something
local
about it.
pickup. So
Just a
no,
local pickup. No shipping
yeah, no shipping option.
Okay.
That
So
does
you're gonna be
limit
near-
things, but still.
Yeah,
Stony Brook,
Brook, New York. Mm-hmm. All right. Anybody know somebody near there? This is, I think, a good buy. I'm trying to see. There's not much of this. There's really no. It just says working, recapped, includes keyboard, mouse, remote, and manual. No box, but all the essential stuff. Looks like there's even a little CD-ROM caddy in there. It's booting up into System 7.1. So, yes, get the word out. Good deal there. Okay.
All right. Next up, we have what we are going to be talking about today, the MacVision Video Digitizer with disc and manual. All right, so this is a slightly different version than mine, and I'm very curious. I need to contact this person to see if they could give me a picture of the front of that power brick, because I also have this model. This has got the newer serial connector on it, and you can see this one actually comes with an adapter. So this one required power, didn't just get its power over the serial connector. And my other one is missing the power supply. So I want to make sure I know the proper voltage and polarity for plugging into that. Yes. So anyway, so this one is $60. Buy it now. It's a shame it doesn't have the box. It's got everything for it but the box. Yeah, but it looks in great shape. These things, not a whole lot of moving parts. Basically, just 2 dials, and not bad. This has got. Let's see, where's this coming from? Salt Spring Island, British Columbia, Canada. Okay, so it's out of Canada. Let's see. This is amazing advice. There are about 10 different types of images that can be created from a video image. If it's not a still image, then it gets real playful with capturing motion as it scans. Yes, it is. I will show later. I would like to be able to hook this up to a later Mac to see if you get better frame rate, so to speak, than what I get off of my 512. So, very nice.
Okay. All right. And we'll go on here. I think at this point, you and probably Steve out there qualify to show one of these on your workbench. But you actually were trained, certified officially, right?
I
John,
was,
at some
yeah.
point?
Yep.
Yeah.
I was
You
Apple
did
Tech
a stint?
for a whole year.
I don't imagine you did any of the work that you're doing these days. What was the oldest Mac that somebody ever brought in? Did anybody ever bring in?
Probably. No. I mean,
No,
probably
they never
like
brought They only brought in like stuff under warranty, probably.
Mostly, yeah. There were
Yeah,
every now and then you get something that was out of, but we're still only talking like a year or two out of Apple Care.
yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I think you need to have one of these signs. Maybe not at this price. It's a little steep. But you could
Hmm.
make one of these, I guess,
I
would
can
be
make
the
one of
next
these
best things.
certainly.
Yeah,
Right.
this is a sign that says authorized service provider, and it has the 6-color Apple logo on it. So it would have been at a authorized service provider back in, well, the 90s probably, when the logo was used. And what else can we say about it? It's kind of, it sits on a table. It's 9 inches by 11 inches. They say it was used until the logo was used until '98, until Steve Jobs
Oh, got it.
got
Right.
rid of it. But nice little thing. You could certainly
Yeah.
recreate that. You can see it's got a little frame
Hmm.
around
Hmm.
it.
So yeah, it's
Um,
9 by 11, but it's in a very nice one of those kind of metal black frames. It makes it looks
yeah, that
very
may have been
nice.
added
Yes.
to
Yeah,
it.
yeah, because you can see it stands alone. They show
Yeah,
a picture of it with just the
right,
cardboard pop out.
right,
So I'm sure they
right,
had this hanging up on a wall,
right. It makes
as
sense
I
to put
would.
it in that frame. That looks a
Hmm.
lot better that way.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a cool one to recreate and make for yourself because they want $299.95 for it, with no make an offer. All right, I got one more to show just because it brought back some cool memories.
Oh
I think
wow.
even I think
Mm.
even didn't you buy one of your Macs through Sears?
No.
Okay, I seem to recall that. I can remember going into a Sears and seeing Macs on a shelf.
Hmm.
Um, and you can see in the catalog how this one was advertised. This particular model, of course, they were always Performas that they were selling, whatever the number of the day was. This was the Performa 475. This smart computer includes a 14-inch color monitor plus 12 built-in software programs. Yeah, I think they even changed the number if they had a different software package. And you can see is that like a GeoPort thing off to the left? That was
Yes, right.
included.
Good eye. Yes, the Geoport modem. Hmm.
Yeah. And anyway, you can see it's advertised with all their other stuff of the day, the other electronics that they were selling because they had no real dedicated computer area, just kind of thrown in there with your cordless phone, um, with built-in answering machine. Look at that, nice. And then you got your TVs and your VCR and your ginormous Sony stereo. So all kinds of vintage goodness there. Sears, it's smart, it's powerful. All right. Well, there was an auction for this. If you want to see, if you must buy this, let's see. If you want to buy this Sears catalog, it was $7.99. Buy it now. So, all
Nice.
right. Okay. Let's get back to you and me. And Geoport modem, the Win modem of Macs. Not sure. What was the Win modem? Was that a thing?
Must have been a one that was bundled with a lot of Windows machines. I'm not familiar with that.
Uh huh. Yeah, that's right. Wright also had a Apple certification. Um. Okay, you ready to go? We're going to talk about MacVision.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Make sure I've got plenty of cord here. All right. You don't need to see
All
that.
right. Well, we'll do
Okay.
a little bit about it, and then we'll
Perfect.
go
Yeah.
into it. All right, here we go. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. So John has a MacVision, and I don't know if did anybody in the chat sort out if it ever was called Koala Vision at some point. I'm not sure we figured that one out. A lot of the Koala Technologies products did they did append Koala to the name.
Hmm.
So maybe that did happen for a time, but you've got at least the MacVision version. I thought MacVision may have been a Marvel character, but maybe I got that wrong.
Didn't Thanos rip a?
I think they decided to go cross-platform and just became Vision. So the MacVision was a very powerful for the day. I mean, a piece of hardware that allows you to digitize any NTSC signal that you could
Yeah.
connect to this little box. And then, you'd have a bitmap digitized version of it that then you could take and do whatever you want with it.
Sure. Yeah. Of course. This is the
import it.
heyday of desktop publishing. So any way to
Yeah.
get images into your Mac for use in publications.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it would cost you, right, at the time, $400, which is roughly $1,000
Wow.
in today's money. And it wasn't without, I mean, I think at the time you probably didn't even consider all the limitations. They weren't limitations back then because it was all revolutionary and you could do it no other way. So obviously there are bit depth limitations. There are speed. The thing,
Oh, yes.
it would take roughly 22 seconds. So
It was really
While
for stills. I mean, you would set up or something that you needed to have a picture of, basically.
now you could
yeah.
do video. I read a review saying, I read a review back in Compute Magazine in '85 that said this would be useful for a security camera setup where you could do scans and then you could do change detection between the images
interesting.
to see
Really?
if anything had entered, which actually isn't bad. With 22 seconds, you could just keep it going. It'd probably burn itself
Sure.
up.
But that's also you think about storage space. If it's actually storing those photos, that's 32K a photo.
You'd have to delete them unless you.
Well, yeah,
if you found a difference, then you saved it. But if you didn't, but yeah, there's some interesting things you could possibly do. I wonder if anybody else actually turned it into that sort of setup.
And again, I would be curious to see if on an SE30 with the other one that has the normal serial connector, if you get a better, faster processing. Yeah. I guess it depends on whether all the processing is being done in the unit or on the system.
All right.
So-
Well, you've got one there set up behind you.
Yeah. So first of
And
all,
it's-
I did do the reflow of the caps on my 512, and it's been nice and stable since. So I'm just gonna sit here and hold my hand up, wait for.
Let's look at that box first before you
come
get into
through.
the.
Oh.
Well, no, go ahead. Well, I guess we're doing it right now. You're
Sure thing.
you actually got a live camera.
Correct. Yep.
Connected to
I've
it.
got an old Sony camcorder connected to it.
So we're actually
And,
streaming on YouTube using a MacVision. This is the first ever. We're going to do
That's right.
the rest of the live stream this way. So there'll be some delay. The best way to watch this is to close your eyes and every 22 seconds open it.
There you go. Now there is so this is the full screen scan. You can also do a thing where it just scans a window, okay, and that actually has you can see the refresh rate on it is a lot quicker, but of course you have a much smaller image. But
Yeah.
I would say that's maybe 10 seconds between updates.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you can see it's going at quite a bit better clip. And then, of course, once you're in here, once you've got the image you want, you can go ahead and save it to a disk. You can print it or save screen. So
Now, why aren't we getting any? Sometimes scan issues with, scan line sync problems when we're trying to image CRTs, and it's just we're getting a nice clean picture of it.
you mean I see what you're saying. Yeah. Just lucky, I guess, because you're right. We're not getting the weird kind of refresh rate where it's out of sync from the camera.
Yeah,
That's a
look
good
at that.
question. Yeah.
So let's
It
see.
is-
Let's take a look at the box.
Oh yeah, sure thing.
Yeah. Oh, look, you got a koala pad there. See, they did.
Yes, I was going
it's
to
not-
show. Yeah, so you
Oh,
can see that they did do koala on a lot of stuff. This is for
Yeah.
I have a koala pad that was for the
for the
Apple
Apple II. Yeah, they never made those
but-
for the Mac, as far as I remember. I don't know why. I don't think they did.
Yeah. So here we go, MacVision.
Yeah, vision for a visionary computer. Look at that.
Yeah.
Nice. And let's see the back. What does the back show us?
It just shows people
Various setups, things you can
in
do with
front
it.
of computers taking pictures,
Yes, they are very
works of
dressed
art
up.
without the work, and
Nice.
personalize your personal communications
Yeah.
at
Boy, I wish I would have
frame
had
every
one of
20
those.
seconds.
Wish
I
I
know,
would
it's
have had
really
those
cool.
growing up. Yeah.
Yeah. I when I was first testing it out before I grabbed my camera, I connected it to a Raspberry Pi, which of course has standard composite out. And so it was kind of funny to see the Raspberry Pi desktop on my Mac at, of course, very, very dithered desktop, but still,
Yeah.
it was kind of readable. It was kind of funny.
Well, that's it's a cool little stuff. And then of course on the hardware box you've got what a contrast and a brightness, or what are those two knobs?
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, we've got and that's just to do fine adjustment on the image. Yeah, that's it. You've got your one input and you've got your two dials.
Now I missed what kind of camera do you have? Did you have hooked up to it?
I have an old Sony camcorder.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, there it is. You can get them fairly inexpensively. I think the one we showed was what we would say $60. But there were a couple others that I think there was one that was $40 that was just missing the manual. Maybe didn't have the disc. Did you have the disc, or did you have to go off to find the driver for that? Because there's a special driver for it.
I was able to find hi Chris. I was able to find it on Macintosh Garden, which was great because all right, so I've been recapping these Macintoshes, and the other thing I did was I was going to lube up the relube the floppy drives, the 800K floppy disks. There's one gear inside that thing that when I tried to remove it, it's like Thanos had snapped his fingers. It just disintegrated. And anyone who's done one of these knows which gear I'm talking about. It when you pull out the gearbox, there's one that's gone very yellow, and it's basically it's the most brittle thing ever. So I've got some new ones on order. Anyway, so I wasn't able to use my actual floppy disk that came with my box. Thankfully, Macintosh Garden exists, and I was able to get it off of there. So
I was thinking about a cool project because the video cameras have gotten very, very small. And you could use it doesn't have to be very high res or anything, right? To satisfy the requirements of that. If you had a Mac that let's see, how would you do this? If there was enough space that you could put a webcam in that Mac, I mean, you could still have that MacVision separately, but if you had a little a little camera and stuck a webcam on your classic Mac and then had that feed outside into the MacVision and then back, wouldn't that be
cool? What I would if you want a very small webcam that you could do that with, what I would say is a Raspberry Pi Zero with the camera module. It would take up very, very little space, and of course you can still do a composite out on the Raspberry Pi Zero. So you're not having to do any sort of conversion from I think that would be the way to do it.
That'd be awesome. All right. Well, thanks for setting that up and sharing it. Okay. Moving on.
Yes, Scarlet Swordfish, $60. You can have one. They're really great. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah, it makes for a great demo for like for Vintage Computer Festival, for example.
Yeah,
it's not as cool as the snapshot selfie quick take thing that Steve had. I saw in that video with the medical imaging printer.
Right. Very cool.
I imagine that takes special paper or something, and that was probably about $10 a shot. I hope.
I like Garth Beagle called that gear the old cheese gear, and that is a brilliant description of that one gear. Yes.
All right, let's move along to the news. Ready?
I am all set.
And 3, 2, 1. Okay, it's time for the news. You all might remember a friend of ours, Adam Rosen, passed away in 2019. He was a prominent Macintosh collector. He had his, what was it, the Vintage Mac Museum or something was his URL, something like that. And when he passed, there was a lot of questions about, what would happen to all that great stuff that he accumulated. Well, we found out over in the Bozeman Daily Chronicle. The article is "New Macintosh Exhibit in Bozeman Charts Apple's Path to Prominence." And you can go read the article. It's a great article. It's got some photos of what they've done. But essentially what happened is Adam's father, wondering, what they're going to do with all these computers, contacted as many computer museums around the country as he could, looking for someplace he could donate them. And he found it in this museum. The museum is called the American Computer and Robotics Museum. And he has Bozeman, Montana. And they set up an exhibit that's going to run through 2022, dedicated to the memory of Adam, and displaying a sampling. I think they took all like 50 or so machines, but they did set up a few. Let's see, there are a couple pictures here. Let's see. So this is Lisa 2, and it looks like, and there's a nice shot of part of the exhibit. So you can see they did a very nice job.
Beautiful, yeah. Very nice layout.
Of setting up the computers. So, yeah, if you're anywhere in the Montana area, you got to stop by and see Adam's computer. So that's good to hear.
Adam was a really great guy. I was very happy I got to meet him and hang out with him a little bit at one of the vintage computer festivals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. And here's something cool over on Nintendo Life, something I didn't know was done. But there was this little program called Amora Kart. I say program. It's actually a hypercard stack from what I can gather, because I ran it. Somebody had taken Mario Kart and did a sort of recreation for the Mac back in '94. Called it Amora Kart, and there's a screenshot of it. It's all in Japanese. And I think down here we got a little animation of it there. And
wow.
If you've played Mario Kart, this looks familiar. You've got now they just do a top-down view, like this, so it's not a first-person view of your racing. And then you sort of
it follows
click.
your cursor around, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
you just
okay.
have to keep clicking, and then it follows around.
That is crazy. In HyperCard, you say?
Yeah, and so you can go and you can actually run it. There it is running.
Wow.
In emulation on a browser in the Internet Archive.
Well, I'm going to have to get that on my Mac Plus to try it. Sure.
Yeah, here's the article in Nintendo Life, but they're in the Nintendo Life article. There are links to the virtualized version in the Internet Archive, and it's on Macintosh Garden. So
fantastic!
Is now
somebody
there.
Needs to do if it's in HyperCard and it's editable, somebody could possibly take the Japanese and translate it.
Again, I don't think you're gonna do any hardcore gaming on this. It's more.
Oh no, but it's pretty darn adorable.
Fan, it is.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, and you can see you go and you can pick up the coins there as you're racing around the cart, and I don't know what else you can do on this thing. Again, my Japanese was a little rusty, so it would take me a while to do the translation. But yeah, I thought that was just really clever and something that I didn't see. I'm sure you better act fast. Nintendo's going to be taking that down.
Right, because obviously this is a major threat. Yes.
So go on to nintendolife.com to see that article. All right. Yeah, playing for the mini map. That's right. Because I guess because when you first go into a level or whatever, you show the kind of the overview. So yeah, that's really cool. If anything, having something like that as a screensaver or something.
Yeah,
would be
right.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I guess we're moving on to the outro, right?
Yeah. So
okay.
Did we
never got a did we get a Qualipad answer? I want to know that answer. And have that
Qualivision, if it was ever
Qualivision. Okay, so Qualivision scanner. I don't see it. There's no Google hit for Koala Vision, so I don't think that's right. Sorry, Derek. Okay, let's go in 3.
So, well, wait, really quick. What? Do we know what we're doing next week?
We don't. I'm going to. I've been, gone and running around, so I still need to close the loop with Myra, the
right, for the carpet
wall hanging artist. So maybe that'll
just
happen. Maybe not. If not, we've got a new month, so maybe we'll see what's going on in Mac World and Mac Addict back then. Oops, my phone just fell off the table. All right, in 3, 2, 1. Okay, well, that's another episode. Thanks everybody in the chat for joining us. Next week, a little TBD. I still owe everybody a conclusion to the Mac wall or the Apple wall hanging story. I hope to get the story from the woman that made the story, that did the artwork. So that's still TBD. If not, we'll figure something out as we get close to the holidays. How are we looking schedule wise? This is looking a little planning here because we got at least a holiday coming up. Next week will be the 14th. All is good. Next week, the 21st. Yeah, I guess we're good for a couple of weeks, right? You're not going anywhere.
Fantastic. No,
I know you're. Oh, you were frozen there for a moment.
Oh,
a little stall. That's all right. You're good now.
Yep.
All right. Well, I guess until next week, it's not old.
It's retro.
All right. Why is it called a Mario Kart? Is that a chatbot who cares for you? No, that can't be it. I don't know. Is it
it's not an anagram. It's close.
It is a girl's name.
Kind of.
I don't know if that. Yeah, you mean to like Mario or something, or
yeah. If that E were an I, it would be an anagram for Mario. Phonetically, it still works.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where that comes from. Anyway, okay. Well, all right. Thanks again, everybody, for joining us.
Bye, everyone.
We'll check in with you next week. Bye.